I know I definitely felt the word when she delivered it for middle school. So I asked that you guys just are respectful to her, as she is one of your peers. She's a little nervous, but the Lord is using her in this moment. So again, please make sure that you're being respectful of her and that we're having ears to hear and a heart to receive what she has to say. Give a warm welcome to Jalen.
Hi.
Hello.
So, just like, sorry, this is not good. So, you guys know Christmas is coming up and Thanksgiving is also coming up. I'm more excited about that. My message today, the title is Light in the Darkness. Thank you for all being here. Thank you for giving me the respect that you give your teachers. I know that I'm younger than some of you, well, most of you. But just thank you for being here and just giving me the same respect as you would a teacher. I know that December is a lot. It's exciting, but it's also exhausting. We're trying to finish our work for the quarter, keep up with sports and activities. I know that it's hard to focus on school, work, etc. So I'm glad that we just get this moment to slow down, just breathe, and be together. Today I want to focus on a simple idea that runs through the entire Christmas story, light. There's a verse in Isaiah that says, "The people walking in darkness have seen a great light." In the book of John it says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." These weren't just poetic lines. They were written during a time when people felt uncertain, stressed, and unsure about the future. Even though our world looks different today, we deal with our own kinds of darkness, and darkness doesn't always just mean something dramatic or tragic. Sometimes darkness looks like feeling overwhelmed, feeling left out, feeling pressured to be perfect, dealing with family stress, feeling like you're trying your hardest and still falling behind, or pretending that everything is fine when it isn't. December can shine a spotlight on those feelings. Everyone else looks so cheerful and so put together, excited for the holidays, and a lot of us are here thinking, I'm stressed, I'm tired, I'm doing my best, but I'm barely holding it together. And that's why exactly the idea of light matters. Think about light for a second. Light isn't loud, it's not aggressive, it doesn't force anything. Light just simply shows up and things change. When you turn on the light in a dark room, darkness doesn't fight back, it just fades. When you light a candle, even a tiny one, it fills the whole space. Light doesn't just have to be big and powerful, it just has to be present. That's part of the meaning of Christmas. Jesus wasn't born in a palace. There were no decorations, no glittering lights, no crowds screaming with excitement. It happened quietly in a place that was probably uncomfortable and messy. Because me personally, I think that being birthed in a farm doesn't really sound comfortable. And yet that simple moment was small, humble, unexpected, but still became one of the greatest symbols of hope that the world has ever known. Hope arrived in a quiet place, light started small. Change began with something easily overlooked, and that still happens today. Sometimes we think our lives need to be perfect before we can feel joy or peace. But Christmas reminds us that God shows up right in the middle of the mess, the questions, the stress, and the uncertainty. And maybe that's the whole point. During the season, I want us to pay attention to the small lights around us because they're easy to miss. Friends who check in, a friend who checks in, a teacher who encourages you, a moment of laughter that you didn't expect, a quiet evening where you finally feel calm, a reminder that you're loved, a feeling of peace even when nothing in your life feels perfect or is. These aren't accidents, they're glimpses of light. Little signs that darkness is never as strong as it seems. Here's another side of it. We're called to be light too. That doesn't mean you have to be extra cheerful or pretend to be someone you're not. Being light doesn't mean being fake. Sometimes being a light means choosing kindness even though it's not returned. Forgiving someone who hurt you, being patient, including someone who usually gets ignored, encouraging someone, or simply just being someone who listens. You never know who needs a small light. You never know what someone's carrying, and your kindness, your smile, your words, and your presence might be the exact thing that helps them make it through a hard day. Like me. Last week, I don't know specifically what day, but last week I was walking to Miss Thompson's office to let her know that I didn't want to do chapel anymore, because I felt unworthy of standing up here and talking to you guys because of things that I say or things that I do. I felt unworthy to come up here, because who am I to come up here and talk to you when who am I to come up here and talk to you guys when I sometimes do things that I'm not supposed to? A middle schooler came up to me that exact moment when I was walking to Miss Thompson's office, and they told me that they stopped me and they told me that they were super inspired when I went up there and they did chapel themselves that day. And I was like, wow, like actually thank you for telling me. I'm actually very proud of you. They walked away, and this person has never talked to me, ever, has never spoken to me, has never looked at me. I have never spoken to this person. It was just a random person in middle school that came up to me and just told me, hey, like I felt inspired by you coming up there, so I went up there too. And that just honestly, it made me turn around and walk back to class. Honestly, I felt like it was a big sign. You know, he didn't know that, but it was just like, wow, like, you know? This Christmas, instead of trying to make everything perfect, let's try something else. Let's pay attention to the light where we see it, where we can, and where we can give it. Because the story of Christmas is ultimately this: even in darkness, light comes. Even when things are hard, hope appears. Even when life feels confusing, God is still working. And the light and the darkness doesn't win. As we get closer to Christmas break, I hope you feel peace, I hope you find rest, and I hope you notice the small things, the small moments of joy, the small signs of hope, and the small lights that remind you that you're not alone. The people that come up to you and tell you that they love you, whether that be your friends, your parents, or even God. God woke you up this morning with the intention of you doing something new. He gave you breath this morning. You know, He gave you breath this morning. Try something new. Talk to someone that you haven't talked to before. You know, give someone some words of courage. And most of all, I hope you carry this truth with you. Light is stronger than darkness, and that light, God's light, is for you. That's it.
Thank you. Like I did in middle school, I'm also going to say a little something about Jalen as well. I know that it can be a little nerve-wracking for anyone, staff included, to come up here, especially in front of her peers. As she mentioned, she is, younger than, a good chunk of you here. So coming in front of you guys is not easy for her, but she is being obedient to the Lord is telling her to do, which is amazing and which is commendable, especially at her age, only being a 10th grader. And so I'm very proud of her. And I hope that she's not only inspiring in middle school, but you guys are inspired by her as well, as I know you inspire the staff in here as well. So can you guys give her another round of applause? Okay, we're going to go ahead and move forward to Soaring Eagle. So can I have all teachers come up?
Ninth grade. For the student, I see how hard you've been working and all the effort you are putting into yourself. Even though you joined a little bit late into this year, I can clearly see your dedication in your work and the friendships you are building.
For 10th grade, the student I want to recognize this morning continues to improve in all aspects of the work that she's doing here. She's getting better and better, understanding more and more. She's laser focused on her work, and it makes my job easier, and I really appreciate it. She's doing excellent work. Keep it up. Jenny, Elise.
For 11th grade, the story eagle is someone who is very kind, she's hardworking, and it's a pleasure to have in class, and it is Camila Torres.
Well, for Sarah, she is submitted her goal and has been very disciplined in the classroom. She follows instruction, keep up the good work. Sarah is our audience.
Are we ready? Showing us our eagle. Big smile. We're happy to be here. 1, 2, 3. There we go.